Hello everyone. Hello everyone. It's me, Gregory, the Dragon King, and welcome to the Dragon's Den. Um, I'm going to do another video. I'm not really. Uh, you guys are just not watching these videos. I don't have a bunch of shenanigans. There's not a lot of fireworks and good intros and maybe I'll develop some good intros along the way with some software, something like that. But I, some people just want all the shenanigans and want all the craziness. I'm just not gonna give it to you over here. Maybe I'm a curmudgeon for that, but whatever. But for everybody else that's watching and potentially want to subscribe, then I'm gonna do some things that are going on that make sense and we need to be aware of. And so I guess the channel will forever be stagnant the way it is, but it is what it is. I'm gonna just be me, and that's the best that I can do. And when I think some major stuff needs to be discussed, I'll discuss it, and when it doesn't, I'll tweet about it. So that's just what it is. Let's get into our first story. The one that everybody is talking about, we're going to do that at a different time. Oh, and today's date is March the 27th, 2024. We're going to do that at a different time. We're going to do that as our last story. We're not going to do that as our lead in because everybody's already done it. Now, for those of you LGBTQIA plus people, those of you who are into politics and how it relates to the LGBTQIA plus community as well as the African American community, then this is the channel for you. Then these are the stories that are for you. Everybody else, you want all the tea and the gossip. It's probably not going to get done here. You got to go other places for that. So our first story is clearly we live in a very kind of polarizing world. The cultures are against each other's, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, and with President Trump running for president again, it only confirms that we're in a very polarized and divided country. And this first story that I'm about to give you is not going to be any different, okay? Where I got the story was, where did I get the story? I got it from Microsoft, but I'm assuming it was derived or collected from CNN, but there isn't a lot to say. I'm going to go over the gist of it because what I'm about to read is so deplorable and disgusting. And of course, there was a follow-up article about it, which I'm not going to read, but if you want to read that, you can go over to lgbtqnation.com, which is a great resource for all things LGBTQ, as far as I'm concerned, all things that are accurate, and the LGBTQ, all things that are current need to be known about, read about, told about. It's all over there, LGBTQ Nation. They are not paying me to say this. I just think it's a great source for information. Okay. It says here, this story was done by Carl Gibson. Says, these are your own words. CNN reporter confronts GOP who wanted Obama executed. These are your own words. CNN reporter confronts GOP who wanted Obama executed. And this story is by Carl Gibson. Okay. Michelle Morrow, the Republican nominee for North Carolina superintendent of public instruction, had a testy confrontation with CNN journalist Shimon Prokopecz after a recent Shimon Prokopecz after a recent campaign event. Prokopecz confronted Morrow in a parking lot after a campaign rally earlier this week. Well, actually, was this last week? This might have been last week. Shit, I don't know. It probably was. No, it was this week. Yeah. With CNN, okay. Get your thoughts together. Parkowitz confronted Morrow in a parking lot after a campaign rally earlier this week to ask her if she stood by her 2020 tweet calling for former President Barack Obama to be executed via firing squad on live television. She also tweeted in December of 2020 that Joe Biden, the current president of the United States, who was president-elect at the time, should also be killed, and referred to him as a traitor. Okay, so there's not a whole lot going on. You know, you can go into depth somewhere else with the story, but needless to say, this woman is now running for office in North Carolina for superintendent of public superintendent of public instruction. I don't know exactly what that entails, public instruction, but it is shit like this that help you understand that we are not living in a world where someone should be allowed. No, we are living in a world that someone like this is allowed to say these things. You know, let some time pass and then it be over with, and then there's no discussion, there's nothing to be said about it. I'm under the impression that she's probably still going to win, and if she doesn't, it will be a very small margin in which she loses this race for superintendent of public instruction. I have no idea what public instruction is. You know, public affairs, you know, other public jobs, yeah, but this is a little bit different. So, I just think that it's another disgusting factor in why this country is going down a shithole of people saying things like this about anybody, not to mention public officials, when there's no evidence to, you know, why would you want Obama and Biden killed in the firing squad? That is some racist, very disturbing, very just disgusting dog whistle type stuff. And a few years later, now you want to run for superintendent of public instruction. You know, the job sounds stupid. You know what I'm saying? Sound real stupid. I guess that's the best she could do under the circumstances. I don't know if she's got the job. Like I said, on LGBTQ Nation, there's a follow-up article, and she says, "Oh, I didn't mean it. I this and that." I'm like, okay, lady, you know, you meant it. You know, you meant it. You were just hoping that you won't be called on it. That's all it was. So, like I said, I have no faith in her not getting close to winning. You know what I'm saying? Because people forget, you know, we forget very quickly who the real monsters are in our society. Okay, so that story is gone. That's the first story. The second story is another LGBTQ Nation report from a Daniel Villarreal. He does good work over there. I've read a couple of his articles on the platform here and what he's saying. And he's from LGBTQ Nation, and he says, NBC boosts election denier and former RNC head Ronan McDaniel days after hiring. So this was somebody who purposely went out of her way, willingly, with the intent to say that the whole voting process was illegal because Donald Trump didn't win. And she tried to put this stuff into law. She was an absolute monster. Again, it's time, you know, everybody's worried about the gay community, but the real monsters are the people, the politicians, you know what I'm saying, most of them. And so I'm going to just read you some of the high points of the article. It says her removal comes just hours after MSNBC host Rachel Maddow compared McDonald to a mobster for Trump, which is true because she did his dirty work. Maddow and other MSNBC hosts had criticized McDaniel for using her role at the RNC to empower former President Donald Trump's baseless claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 presidential election, which is absolute facts, all of it's facts. The fact that Miss Daniel is on the payroll of the NBC News is inexplicable. Basically, it wasn't, the fact that they did this was a slap in the face to anybody who believe in real democracy, anybody who believe that, we got the right president in office. We follow all the people who believe in democracy, follow the rules. There was no, trying to change the vote, trying to manipulate the vote. The man lost the presidency. In 2020, he lost. But this woman, Ronna McDaniel, was basically doing everything she could to make the United States look bad, to make the election process look absolutely inauthentic. And she said it was. It wasn't inauthentic. She's ashamed of the process. And she wanted to make someone who probably should have never got into office, this person who had been egregiously mistreated, and he's been done wrong, and all the illegal things that have happened to him. And then once she's not in that position as RNC chair, all of a sudden she wants to go to MSNBC, which is a very kind of open-minded, very liberal, organization. I'm like, how does that work? People memories. She was hoping that people's memories were going to be quite empty when it comes to the things that she's done and said. And there was the MSNBC's own journalist, host of the shows, that called her out. The public didn't have to do it, which they were going to do anyway. But the fact that the host of the MSNBC shows, from Rachel Maddow to Joy Reid to the Joe Report, or what, Cup of Joe, I don't know, whatever the man is doing on the show, they couldn't ignore it. They couldn't deny it. It's a problem because we have our own network talent calling us out, and they're not afraid to do it. And that's how they meant business. And so immediately they got rid of her ass as soon as they hired her. So kudos to MSNBC, Paramount, and all of them for doing the right damn thing. Okay, so that's that. Now, there's a local story that I want to cover before we get to the big story that y'all waiting on. Bad Boys for Lies. Let's get to it. Another LGBTQ story. Yes, like I said, they are the source for all that. They are the source for LGBTQ news as far as I'm concerned, because I've seen a lot of them. But LGBTQ Nation is on it. They are on it. So if you're looking for reliable, consistent, accurate, current information, how it affects the LGBTQ community, from news, politics, life period, good things, bad things, LGBTQnation.com is it. I'm giving them my personal seal of approval. So this story was done by John Russell at LGBTQ Nation. He's the author over there. And the story came out March the 26th, 2024, which was yesterday. Okay? And the story is titled Principal. This is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it hit home in more ways than one. Principal allegedly, we have to say alleged, hurt and threatened to kill a first grader with gay parents. Let me repeat that again. Allegedly, a principal hurt and threatened to kill a first grader with gay parents. A first grader, a 5-year-old, who doesn't even know right from wrong really yet. Who doesn't know anything but go to school, have fun, eat your lunch, play outside, take a nap, and go back home again and do it all over again. That's the mindset of a 5-year-old. Okay? He or she is not into politics. They're not into war. They're not into video games yet. They're not into all the things that as an adult we have to worry about and decide what's going to be best for our life. This is a 5-year-old. Okay? Let me read this garbage. Not garbage because it need to be written that the man is garbage, allegedly, if he did this. A Milwaukee Public Schools principal has been accused of viciously bullying and harassing a first grade student whose parents are gay. A recently filed federal lawsuit alleges that Kasongo Kalumbula, let me guess, Nigerian, Ghana, one of them. And that's what it sounds like. Okay. Currently, the principal at MPS Bethune Academy singled out the unnamed student for physical and verbal abuse while he was an assistant principal at the Milwaukee French Immersion School, the MFIS, between the fall of 2018 and sometime during the 2021-22 school year. So it went on for years. 18, 19, 21, 22. Okay. So the story goes on to say, according to CBS, the student alleged that Kalumbula began a campaign of harassing, threatening conduct targeting the student that lasted several years following a meeting with one of the first graders' parents to address bullying the student had been subject to on the playground. During that initial meeting, Kalumbula and the school's principal, Kalumbula, allegedly screamed, "No queer is going to speak to me like this," while he's talking to the parents. While the parents are trying to do what parents do no matter what sexual orientation you are and find out what the hell is going on with their 5-year-old child, you are cursing at these parents for doing what a parent should be doing, regardless of sexual orientation, race, gender, all that shit. And you are telling them a queer is not going to speak to you like that. Kalumbula allegedly locked the student in a dark room for over an hour. See, that already, he getting his ass whooped. I'm going to meet him out in the parking lot, and it's going to be over with because this shit is crazy. And threatened to kill him if he told anyone. After he was again bullied by other students for having gay parents in the spring of 2021, Kalumbula allegedly told the student that most people believe it is wrong to be gay, and the Kalumbula believed that, Kalumbula believed that gay people are evil and will burn in hell. I don't even want to read this damn story no more because it ain't enough people talking about it. It ain't enough people talking about it, and it's sickening. It's sickening. It ain't enough people talking about it, and it's sickening. How do you sit up there? How do you sit up there and do that to a 5-year-old, to any child, no matter what age they are? Had this been a junior high student or a high school student, you might have gotten your whooping. No parents would have had to be called because you'd have got your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody putting up with this stuff. This man needs to be sued. He needs to be charged. And there's a lawsuit. It says, according to the lawsuit, which names Kalumbula as well as the Milwaukee Board of School Directors, as it should, the students' parents repeatedly attempted to address the situation with Milwaukee Public Schools, but they allege at no point did anyone from the MPS administration offer supportive services or protective measures. Instead, the suit claims they faced hostility from the staff that was so severe that they eventually moved their child to a school in another district in the middle of the school year. So now you're disrupting the child. You're taking him away from the friends that he does have, not to mention his already comprehension of whatever he learned. Now he has to learn that again at another school under different circumstances. The student remains in the treatment for anxiety and trauma resulting from Kalumbula's alleged harassment. The suit also claims that at least 3 other LGBTQ families pulled their children out of MFIS due to Kalumbula's discriminatory attitudes. In a statement to CBS, a spokesperson for MPS Milwaukee Public Schools declined to comment on the lawsuit, but said that the district takes its responsibility for the students seriously and acts when issues are identified. No, they all of them getting sued. Kalumbula with his ugly ass. Let me show you what Kalumbula look like. This Kalumbula, can y'all see him? Just all bit of ugly, just pure ugliness. You know what I'm saying? You putting your hands on the child And then the Milwaukee Public Schools need to be sued. They need to be sued. Milwaukee Public Schools need to be sued. The superintendent need to be fired. All of that. There ain't no way in hell. But see, this is what I'm telling y'all. To the LGBTQ community, this is what I'm telling y'all. The pushback has started. The pushback has started. They're taking away our rights. They're taking away our ability to work in certain places. They're taking our ability to work to be free how we want without disturbing them. And not to mention, they're going after our children. They're going after what we want in terms of raising a family and giving a young person life. They're taking that all the way. The pushback has begun, and we got to push them back legislatively, through legislation. We have to do it because there's no other way we can do it. You know, but it doesn't help when you got people in our own community acting a damn fool, not understanding that or conceptualizing that we all have to come together and get this shit taken care of. But the Milwaukee Public Schools, the superintendent, and this Kalumbula man needs to be just erased from the whole history of Milwaukee Public School. He shouldn't get no job nowhere. Send him back to. No, I'm gonna take that back because then I'm gonna sound like a racist. He needs to go where he was before he got to Milwaukee Public Schools. The superintendent needs to be fired, and all of them need to be sued. Because if it was me, everybody getting sued. Everybody is getting sued, and there's going to be a big lawsuit check, I guarantee you. This is an absolute mess, but this is what I'm telling y'all. For you LGBTQIA plus people that have children, the pushback has already begun. And if this story didn't convince you that the pushback is there, the pushback is there. I'm telling you. Now, the last story was the one everybody wants to hear, right? Everybody wants to hear this story. But I'm going to make it quick, okay? We all know that Sean P. Diddy Combs, his house was raided on Monday, which would have been the 25th of March, 2024. Today is the 27th. His house was raided. Under the suspicion of many have made an opinion about it. What possibly could be going on? Allegedly sex trafficking, allegedly drugs, the whole drug thing. He had a mule, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who was carrying his drugs and doing things, basically, he would never get caught because the mule has everything and he's to carry the drugs from, and they say Carisha, she was also a paid sex worker. Who was also carrying drugs, and she would be the recruiter to get the girls at the club, the sex workers, and all of that stuff. But as far as the sex trafficking, they say allegedly that some of the girls were underage. You've got male rappers who say they were sexually harassed, raped, had to participate, or their careers weren't going anywhere. You had Toure, he's a hip-hop journalist or whatever. He was just on Joy Reid on MSNBC saying that he had a cousin, he made a call for him, hey, get my cousin a job, and allegedly Puffy told the dude, if you don't do this tonight or come back to my house tonight, the internship is over. Toure said his cousin said, no, I'm not going to do that type of stuff with you, and he left, and all these other different things that are going on. His son King and Justin were arrested Monday. Well, not arrested, take that back, not arrested, but handcuffed and detained while their father was somewhere in Florida where the plane had got grounded. And so they took out a few things on the videos that if you go and watch those videos, they took computers, they trifled through the house looking for whatever it is that they was looking for. And again, all of this is, he hasn't been arrested, hasn't been officially charged with anything. I don't think the Sons have either. I just know there's a video. It was all over, helicopter showing them. They were Justin and King were detained. I don't think the two daughters were there. I didn't see them in the video, but other people did. So I'm gonna read to you real quick. This is from Forbes. And they're looking at everything from a business because that's what they do. So I'm gonna read this article. I'm just skim through what the supposed allegations are, and what the allegations are, and potential charges. If allegedly, all this is alleged from what I can see. So let me just go over real quick. It says, this is from Forbes, businessforbes.com. Here are all the major allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. This story was done by Antonio Picoino IV. And then it says, I cover breaking news. Federal agents searched two of Sean Diddy Combs' houses Monday. That would be the 25th. As the rapper faces multiple civil lawsuits accusing him of sex trafficking, allegedly, sexual abuse and rape, allegedly, all of which he has denied. Combs and his Los Angeles and Miami were Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by federal Homeland Security investigation agents as part of an ongoing investigation that the agency did not elaborate on. So Combs has not been formally charged, just like I said, or accused by federal prosecutors of a crime. It goes over the things, that he had a lawsuit. Ventura's $30 million lawsuit against Combs was settled later that month for an undisclosed amounts. With Ventura telling CNN she had chosen to resolve this matter amicably, while Combs' attorney said the settlement was in no way admission of wrongdoing and didn't change his denial of the allegations. And then it goes on to different things that have been going on. There's a whole list of different things, and there was a charge in November. An anonymous plaintiff accused Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of raping her and a friend allegedly after meeting in 1990 or 1991 after meeting at MCA Records in New York. So there's several things that he's been accused of, allegations made against him. So that's what's going on there. Here's my little 2 cents on it. We all have heard for years the type of stuff that has went on, but the whole sex trafficking thing, that is illegal. It's disgusting. It's evil. No one should be forced, no matter who they are, male, female, whatever age, to do something like that. And although that is right now alleged, still the very thought of that is disgusting. But it all just have to play out. Now, when it comes to my beef with other, and by no means, I'm in full support of people finding their justice. And if any of this is true, if any of it, all of it is true, that P. Diddy is brought to justice, everybody he knows, the whole triangle, the whole, whatever you want to call it, right? Right. Now, here's where I have a beef with YouTubers, particularly the black ones. Yes, particularly the black YouTubers. We all have this thing, in our culture where somebody who is either a psychic, somebody who's either a tarot reader like myself, somebody who is a spiritualist like myself, we're deemed as evil, because growing up black and you got these abilities. Oh, you evil, you're demonic, you worshiping the devil, this, that, and the third. But because and a lot of that has to do with the aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? That who we are, it's voodoo or this. Shout out and respect to all my voodoo, hoodoo people, practices one love all the time. However, they look at people who practice that, oh, we're being evil, we're demonic, because we don't use Jesus every 5 minutes or use it at all. Because just because we're black, we are not a monolith when it comes to religion and faith. And I think a lot of you are assuming that because I'm black or that I'm a Christian and I gotta believe, I don't have to believe in shit, but what I believe in. You see what I'm saying? And I think, we often say, well, black people are a monolith. Well, why is it any different when it comes to spirituality? Why is it any different when it comes to spirituality? We ain't all believing in the same shit. Some of us know better than to believe the mainstream Christianity. Some of us don't have a problem with some of the teachings. And some of us just don't co-sign at all. You know what I'm saying? Period. But that doesn't make my abilities less good or peace or calm than yours. But then you have this particular woman, Solan Bella, I don't know what her name, what is that? Sloan Bella. I'm gonna mention her name, and I'm sure she's gonna say all type of stuff about me if she can win the video. I don't give a fuck. Black people, we are so conditioned with this colonialism of what we're supposed to do in terms of living, how we speak, how we live, what we're supposed to believe in. And this all started with colonialism, okay? From slavery to up until now. So when I see black folks have this Sloan Bella psychic person with blonde hair, she looks very peaceful. She's got the blonde hair. She's white, and she says Jesus, and she's protected by. Y'all automatically assume that is the standard for peace, love, and understanding in the spiritual world. She's got to be a wonderful person. She's got to be just a peaceful person. It's because you're colonial. Now, her accuracy, I'm not going to debate it. Because I've seen what she said versus what has unraveled. But that does not mean that a black woman, a black man, couldn't have told you the same shit in its full accuracy, if not more accurate than her. But because it's a black person telling you that, it's automatically fucking evil, it's demonic, you worshiping the devil. But because of colonialism, and the way we have believed and accepted and had that shit embedded in our heads through our history from one generation to the next, that when a white person talks the way they do about God and this and that, and we automatically believe that shit. We automatically going to cling to her, regardless of accuracy. We have been bamboozled into the look of colonialism being the accuracy, being the fact, being the only thing that fucking matters. And that's why y'all gonna continue to fucking fail. Because we have adapted that, if a white person said it must be true. Because she say Jesus, she must be a good person. Not everybody is co-signing the Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, the Quran. People have different ways of acquiring faith and understanding. It don't mean it's evil, don't mean it's good. It's just that's what it is for them. And how dare y'all push this white woman onto every story as if she knows everything about black folks and all the drama. And again, I don't support Puffy, in the shit that he did is disgusting and fucking evil. If he is fucking accused of, we don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is y'all have, for those of you that have taken the journey, to hear from a psychic, because we told psychics are evil. But for those of you that have taken the journey to believe a psychic and want to hear what the psychic says about Puffy, y'all have went to this white woman. You mean to fucking tell me, with all the African ancestry and history that we have, and all the spiritual power both in our African and Egyptian ancestry, one and the same, as far as I'm concerned. You mean to tell me that you mean to tell me that ain't no black person out here that y'all could have went to and found the same exact answers with the same fucking accuracy? Y'all wasn't fucking looking because you have a fear of a black person being a psychic versus a white person because the aesthetics don't make you feel good about listening to it. That's what the fuck it is. Y'all need to stop the bullshit. That's all I had to say. Whew. That's all I had to say. So that ends all of this stuff. Y'all watch the video, comment, let me know how y'all feel. And like I said, you know, black people, we powerful people. Spiritually, metaphysically, we are powerful people. Our ancestor has taught us many things. We want answers. We don't have to go to the white woman with the blonde hair who says she's a sexy psychic. We can go to that beautiful melanated sister in her full African hair glory and get those same exact, or a man, and get those same fucking answers on about all the stories. We can go to everybody. We don't need to go to her solely. We can go to black folks. They got the answers. They got powers. It's a lot of black spiritualists out here. They on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, at your local fucking grocery store. Why is this white woman be called the all to end all when it comes to finding out spiritual truth about black people? Y'all chose her because she's aesthetically pleasing to your heart and your mind. Because if you listen to that from a black person, you get scared. Those tropes growing up as a child about devil and religion, in a black person you see fear when you hear it. When in a white person it's calming for some reason. Why is that? We know. Colonialism. Y'all are fucking crazy. Alright. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. My name is Gregory. I am the Dragon King. Thank you for coming to the Dragon's Den. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Peace. Mwah.